Let's get Deuteronomy 28. How do we know that we are the children of Israel? Anybody here? My sisters walking by, what is your nationality? Do you have 5 minutes to spare? We're coming from the Bible. Sisters, nobody wants to hear the Bible. I bet if it was a dancehall session up here, it would be packed. Nobody wants to hear the Bible. What we are teaching you so-called Jamaicans is your true nationality, your true identity. You are not Jamaicans. You are not West Indians. You are not Afro-Jamaicans. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. My brother, sister, you have 5 minutes. We're coming out of the Bible. You have no interest to know who you are according to the Bible? Come on, come. We're not here to bite you. We're here to teach you the truth according to the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
Drop that. Get me Jeremiah 1 and verse 10. Because it's high time our people wake up as to who we are. Get out of these churches. They're not teaching us the truth. They're not teaching us who we are as a people. The Israelites were a people in the Bible. What happened to them? Who are they today? How can you identify who they are? My brother here, you have just 5 minutes to spare? Sis, you have 5 minutes to spare? Who are the Israelites today? My sister here in the umbrella. Do you know your nationality according to the Bible? What's that? What's that? Israel? How do you know you are Israel, sis? The sister says she is Israel. But how do we know that we are Israel? How do we know we are Israel? How do we identify the children of Israel? Sister, sis, you have 5 minutes? We're coming out of the Bible. We're teaching our people who they are. Sisters, nobody care to know who you are according to the Bible? Okay, sisters and brothers in the line here. You have any idea what your nationality is according to the Bible? What would you say your nationality is? My brother in the heart, what would you say your nationality is? If I say, what's your nationality, what would you say? What would you tell me? Be honest, what would you tell me? If you're filling out a form and asking for your nationality, what would you put? You put Jamaican, right? But is Jamaican found in the Bible? The Bible talks about nationality. Nationality comes from nation. There are 18 nations mentioned in the Bible. Do you know which one do you follow? You don't know. Alright, that's why we are here. Because we as a people have never been taught our true nationality, our true identity, who we are. We are told about the transatlantic slave trade and our ancestors came here as slaves. But where did we go? What is our history beyond slavery? You have any idea? What is our history beyond slavery? We don't know. It is not taught to us. Right? That history has been taken away from us. Because remember, when our ancestors came here, what happened? We lost our names. We lost our language. We lost who we know as the one true living God. All of that was taken from us. But you know why that happened to our people? Have you ever wondered why is it that one nation of people were chained, taken on ships, brought to another country, worked for 400 years, and there's no form of reparation? You have any idea? Have you ever thought about why that happened to a particular nation of people? You ever wondered why that happened to us as a people? Why is it that we are suffering today? But guess what? We are here to give you the answer. Deuteronomy 28. So listen up. We're going to show from the Bible who we are as a people. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day.
So this is a prophecy that Moses handed down to the children of Israel. If you listen and follow God's commandments, what will happen?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So Moses is prophesying to the children of Israel that if you obey God's commandments, you'll be set on high above all nations. You have a question, my brother? And about baptism, so you're saying that we are supposed to be dipped into water. No, so what is your understanding of baptism? What is born again? What is born again? So you're saying that the only way you can actually get salvation is if you are dipped in water and back up again? That's what you're saying? Not really. So if not really, so why do you do it? Because guess what? We believe in baptism, but guess what kind of baptism do we believe in? Give me Ephesians 5 and 26. Read.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water.
So it says that he shall sanctify it. Sanctify means to purify, to make clean. By the washing of water.
By the word.
By the word. The statutes and commandments. That is how you get baptized, by following the commandments. Let's see what is the word. Isaiah 8 and verse 20. This is how you truly get baptized. When you dip and come back, if I am a murderer and I go around and killing and murder, and I dip in the water and come up back, does that cure me from being a murderer? No, it doesn't. Because I've just come back up a wet murderer. Because the process of repentance involves something. There's something that you need to do. So when people go dip into water and come back up and say, oh, I am saved. Saved from what? You have to follow the commandments. So that is baptism, my brother. You follow the commandments. You have something? Oh, Isaiah 8 and 20. Let's see what is the word.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony.
To the law and to the testimony.
If they speak not according to this word.
If they speak not according to the law and the testimony.
It is because there is no light in them.
Because there's no light in them. So the law and the testament, that's the word of the Bible. What does that mean? Explain to me what grace means. Because I grew up in the church and I've been hearing about grace and nobody has ever explained to me what grace is. Explain to me in your words what grace. What do you understand by grace? So just by having faith, that is going to save you? Faith without works is what? So therefore mean you have to have faith and you also have to do something as well. So faith alone does not save you or will not save you. There's something that you must do as well. Read.
The book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 1.
Because where you're heading down the road about grace is that it is a license or it's a ammunition for us to do anything we want because God have grace and mercy. That is what the churches are teaching us. But guess what? Listen what Paul has to say. Read.
The book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
So because we're under grace, does that mean we should go out and willfully sin? Next question, what is sin? When you do wrong, explain that because I can't slap you in your head and I don't think that is wrong. How do you define what is sin? Do you know from the Bible what is sin? Because the Bible tells you what sin is. What is it? A lot of things like what? But let's see what the Bible has to say. So how do you know that you're not supposed to hurt animal? Where do you learn that from? Within yourself? So you're telling me that any child that comes up and you don't teach them anything, they will know that they're not supposed to hurt an animal, they're not supposed to kill somebody? That's what you're saying? But teach them from where? Hold on. Let's see what the Bible says what sin is. Read. Because for years, the church The church don't teach you what sin is. Let's, hold on. This is coming from the Bible. Because I ask you what is sin according to the Bible, you say you didn't know. This is edification. We're going to show you what the Bible says sin is. Read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin.
So the Bible said, whosoever committed sin.
Also, whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
Transgresseth also the law. You know what transgress mean? Transgress means to break, do not follow something. So read it from the top again.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
Whosoever committed sin, break the law.
For sin
is
the transgression of the law.
Is the breaking of God's laws. Where do you find God's laws? In the Bible.
That's right.
So we need to follow the laws of the Bible. Despite what we are hearing growing up, that the laws are done away with. That's a lie. The laws are done away with. What is Christ coming back to judge you on? Every kingdom must have laws and statutes, must have something to govern its people. Look at the traffic laws. This road is a one-way. If I was going in the opposite direction, what would I be doing? Breaking the traffic law. And breaking the traffic law, what would be the consequence if a police saw me doing it? Charge me. So if you're breaking God's commandments when he comes, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to charge you. How do you think he's going to charge you? He's going to kill you.
The book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin,
for the wages of breaking God's laws,
is death.
Is death, my brother. We'll be here for quite some time. All right, make sure you come back in. You got a flyer? You got a flyer? Read that in the meantime. So what are we here teaching? We're here teaching you so-called Jamaicans that according to the Bible, you are the Israelites. And we were taken here as slaves for breaking God's commandments. We're under a divine curse. My sister's here. 5 minutes. All we're asking for is 5 minutes. Get back to Deuteronomy 28. So what we are teaching? We are teaching you so-called Jamaicans that you are the Israelites. My sister, mommy here, mommy. Just a minute. Mommy, you go to church? You go to church. The church is your nationality. What's your nationality according to the Bible? Everybody goes to church and nobody knows their nationality. But I have a question. Your nationality? Okay, before I can answer that, let me ask you this. How did your ancestors came to the island of Jamaica? What's that? You don't know? You have heard about the transatlantic slave trade? You have heard about the transatlantic slave trade. A group of our people were taken from the west coast of Africa. So you say you don't know? You just want to make sure. You have to play smart. Alright. So guess what? The people who were taken from the west coast of Africa and taken here in chains and shackles on ships are the Israelites. If your foreparents came to Jamaica by that method, then you're an Israelite. So you identify that your ancestors came over here in chains and shackles, correct? Okay, now let's prove it from the Bible, because that happened to our people and it was documented in the Bible. It's a prophecy that Moses handed down to the Israelites. So let's prove from the Bible that the people who were transported here from the west coast of Africa on cargo slave ships in chains and in shackles and worked for 400 years without any form of pay are the Israelites. Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So Moses wrote the book of Deuteronomy, and he said, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. So he's addressing the Israelites. So whatever is written in Deuteronomy about anybody or any people is referring to the Israelites. Now let's prove that the people who came on this side in chains and shackles on ships are the Israelites. Deuteronomy 28, read verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Because in addition to Moses writing to the children of Israel, he said there were certain blessings and curses. Are you ever familiar? You ever been to church? You ever hear talk about the blessings that Israel would have gotten if they followed the commandments? You have ever heard of that? Have you ever heard in the church about the blessings that God would have bestowed on the Israelites for following the commandments? You're familiar? Alright. So this is what Moses wrote to the children of Israel saying. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is saying to the children of Israel, if you listen to the voice of God,
to observe and to do all his commandments,
to observe and to do all the commandments,
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God would set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So, had the children of Israel followed God's commandments, they will be set on what? On high above all nations. This Bible is not about equality. The children of Israel will be set on high above. The children of Israel will be above everybody. All the other nations will be serving the Israelites. But guess what? Are we above everybody right now, sis? No, but guess what? Something happened. Now let's see what happened. Jump to verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, Moses addressed the children of Israel and said, if you listen, you will be above everybody. But there's a flip side. So if you don't listen, something else is going to happen. You have children, sis? Okay. Don't you lay grounds and rules for them? Say, don't do this, don't do that. All the time. And if they don't follow what you say, what happened? You punish them. So guess what? It's the same thing with the Israelites. God said, if you follow the commandments, I will set you on high. You would have wealth in abundance. Everybody would serve you, all of that. But if you don't follow the commandments, something else is going to happen. Now let's see what that something else is.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses...
All these what?
All these curses.
So Moses is prophesying to the children, if you don't follow the commandments, curses are going to come upon you.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And overtake thee. So guess what? No matter where our people are or where the children of Israel are, you'll be able to identify them by these curses. That is how you're able to identify who the Israelites are today. Now let's see some of these curses, sis. And by reading the curses, I want you to identify which people as a whole these curses fit. Verse 16.
16. Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So one of the curses that the Israelites are going to be cursed in the city. Look in every city. Who's living in the ghetto? You see the Chinaman in the ghetto? Unless him have a shop or a wholesale. Do you see the white man in the ghetto? The East Indian, they own the businesses. We are the ones who populate the ghetto. So it's a curse shall thou be in the city. So when you look in the city, we are the one living in the slums. That's a curse. Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
It also says, cursed shall thou be in the field. Our ancestors worked in the fields. The cane fields here in the Caribbean, the cotton fields in North America, the sugar cane fields in South America. We shall be cursed in the field. We worked in those fields for over 400 years. There was no pay. We were owned by a set of people. They dictate to us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. That's why we are eating pig's tail, crab, because we got the dregs, we got the bottom of the barrel. They dictate to us what we eat. That's a curse. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. We were cursed in the cane fields, cursed in the cotton fields, cursed in the tobacco fields. We worked for 400 years without any reparations. Read on.
Curse shall be thy basket and thy store.
Curse shall that be by. Right now you're going to the ATM. You're going there to what? To draw money to do something. The media can't save nothing because guess what? You can't even let the little money in the ATM stay. You have to go there and draw it out because what? You're living from hand to mouth, sis. You're not living from hand to mouth, sis. You don't live from hand to mouth. When you get one, when you get your pay today, don't you can't wait for the next one. A hand to mouth, that, sis. That's right. It's like me. When I just get paid and I'm looking forward to the next pay. That's hand to mouth. That's a curse. Let's see another curse. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 32. We're going through the curses and we want you to identify who these fit as a nation as a whole. Read.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people. During slavery, whose sons and daughters were given unto another people? My brother here in the hat. Brother here. Whose children were given unto another people? Anybody can answer that. My brother, whose children were given unto another people? Listen. Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So it says your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look for them all the day long. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
You ever watch any slave movie? Roots. 12 years a slave. When the child was taken from the parents, did that parent have any kind of power to take by the child? What did your mother do? But master, no, don't take my baby. No. Master did what he wanted to do with the child. That's also a curse. That's showing you, that's identifying who the Israelites are. Because of a divine curse for us not following the commandments, these things happen to our people. And by extension, it is happening today as well. Because right now you have this government agency, what them call them, that go in and say, oh, you're not taking care of the child, so guess what? We're going to take the child away from you. America, them have social services. All they want is a neighbor call and say, so-and-so next door is not taking care of the child. Somebody come, boom, 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 knock on the door. They take the child away. And they rather give the child to somebody else who probably just want the child because that's what they call foster care. Them take the child and them earn money. So the more children they have, the more money them get. And a lot of time, these are other nations who are taking care of our children. So it is happening till this very day. Our children are being taken and given to somebody else. Verse 46.
Verse 46. And there shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the curses were going to be upon the Israelites for a sign. What's the purpose of a sign? Why would you need a sign? If I say I'm going to go to J and ATM, how would I identify J and ATM? The sign. So the sign identifies the ATM for JN. The sign, the curses sign identify who the Israelites are. So since we are going through some more curses, one of them that we just went through was that our sons and our daughters will be given unto another people. You heard it? Right. So can you identify that happened to our people as in general? That our sons and our daughters were taken and given to somebody else? Exactly. It happened during slavery. And I know slavery is something painful for a lot of us. It is still happening till this day. But the chains and shackles are not on our feet. Because guess what? That was also a curse. And one of the curses is that to let us know that once the chains and shackles came off our feet, we would have been destroyed as a nation. Let's get that verse.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So one of the curses that the Israelites were going to serve their enemies. Because we learn in church that there's a spiritual demon called Satan, enemy. But did that say enemy?
Serve thine enemies.
Enemies. Enemies, plural, more than one. Let's see who the Bible identified those enemies as.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God sent these enemies against the Israelites.
In hunger.
In hunger, if we wanted food, we have to serve the enemy. KFC, Mothers, Burger King, all of these fast food outlets, they are owned by our enemies. We have to go to them for food. Read.
And thirst.
And if we did not import anything in Jamaica, what do you think would have happened? Because we're certainly not farming anything to sustain ourselves. We're not dead for hungry. So that's coming from the other nation as well. In hunger and in what?
And in thirst.
And in thirst. Bottled water. Them say Jamaica is land of wood and water. Why we have to buy this from the bottle? It should be free. Rainfall free. Why we're buying water in a plastic bottle? So we have to serve our enemy for the very... Water is what them say, water is what? The staff of life. This commodity, we have to buy it. We have to serve our enemies to get it. That's a curse. And when you look at all of these water companies, they're not owned by our people. Catherine Speak is owned by a so-called Esau, which is a white man. Water, the Mahfouds, Ishmaelites. I Cool, Lassel's Chin, Moabite. They're not our people. They're the ones we're buying the water from. Right now, a lot of springs in Jamaica have been dried up.
That's right.
Because they harvest the water and sell it back to us. We're a land of wood and water, why we're buying water? So that we shall serve our enemies in hunger and in thirst and in what else?
And in nakedness.
Nakedness is going into clothing. If you look at the shirt tag right now, is it made in Jamaica? Is it made in Trinidad? Barbados? Made in Taiwan, China, Bangladesh. So we have to serve the nations for every basic necessity. It don't stop there. Read on.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things. Toilet paper, we have to serve the enemy. Education, we have to serve the enemy. We are not their school system right now. Religion, lift up that sign. We have to serve the enemy. Spin it around. The enemy gave us white Jesus. Jesus Christ is a black man when you read Revelation. The enemy gave us white Jesus. They tell us Jesus is white. God is white. The angels are white. And we have biblical evidence to prove that the angels, God, and Christ are black. That's the lie that we have been taught by the enemy. That's part of our destruction. We don't.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We have repented. How are you? How are you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.